Hey friends, let me ask you something. How often do you sit down to a nice chicken dinner? Maybe grilled chicken with some fresh veggies on the side. Sounds healthy, right? Well, what if I told you that for people over 50, combining chicken with just a few specific vegetables could actually leave you feeling more tired, bloated, or even mess with your medications? Now, I know that sounds surprising. After all, chicken and vegetables are supposed to be the ultimate healthy meal. But here's the truth. Not all veggies play nicely when they're paired with chicken, especially once we hit that golden age past 50. Our bodies change, digestion slows down, and the foods we could eat without a second thought in our 30s don't always agree with us now. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the top 3 vegetables you should never pair with chicken if you're over 50. And trust me, the third one will catch you completely off guard because it's something most of us eat all the time without thinking. But here's the best part. Don't worry, I'm not here to take away your favorite meals. I'm also going to give you safe swaps and easy cooking tips so you can keep enjoying chicken without the side effects. So stick with me until the end because those practical takeaways could honestly make your next dinner a whole lot more comfortable. And healthier, too. Yeah. All right, so you might be wondering, why is this even a problem? I mean, people eat chicken and vegetables every single day, right? That's true. But here's the thing. Once you cross that 50 mark, your body doesn't process food the same way it used to. Think about it. Your metabolism slows down, your digestive system isn't quite as fast, and for many of us, certain medical conditions start to show up. High blood pressure, acid reflux, diabetes, maybe even heart disease sound familiar. On top of that, a lot of folks over 50 are taking daily medications. Blood thinners, blood pressure pills, cholesterol meds. And here's the kicker. The food you put on your plate can interact with those medications or trigger those conditions without you even realizing it. So while chicken itself is lean and packed with protein, when you pair it with certain vegetables, the combination can either overload your system with salt, trigger acid reflux, or even interfere with how your medication works. And that's when what looks like a healthy meal suddenly makes you feel bloated, sluggish, or worse, leaves your doctor scratching their head about why your numbers are off. That's exactly why it's so important to pay attention. This isn't about scaring you away from eating chicken or veggies, it's about eating smarter. In just a minute, I'll reveal the first vegetable that's harmless for some people, but can be risky when combined with chicken for folks on certain medications. You don't want to miss this. Let's kick things off with one that might surprise you, dark leafy greens. I'm talking about spinach, kale, collard greens, the kind of vegetables we've all been told to load up on because they are full of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. On paper, they are fantastic. But here's the catch. If you're over 50, and especially if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, that big pile of spinach with your chicken breast could actually cause more harm than good. Here's why. Leafy greens are packed with vitamin K, and vitamin K has a big influence on how your blood clots. Now, that doesn't mean you should never eat them, but it does mean that if you're suddenly eating more or less of them, it can throw off your medication balance. Imagine you're steady on your blood thinner, then you decide to start eating spinach salads every day with grilled chicken. Suddenly your medication might not work the way it's supposed to, which can be dangerous. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying leafy greens are bad. They're healthy foods, but the danger is in the sudden change or in not realizing how they interact when they are part of your regular chicken dinners. Later in this video, I'll show you how to swap or adjust so you can still enjoy greens without putting your health at risk. But before we get there, let's talk about another pairing, one that might be raising your blood pressure without you even realizing it. Now, the second combo to watch out for is chicken paired with salty or pickled vegetables. Think about it. A plate of fried chicken with some pickles on the side, or roasted chicken served with sauerkraut or kimchi. Sounds delicious, right? But here's the issue. The salt content in that kind of meal can skyrocket before you even realize it. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to sodium. High salt intake can cause your blood pressure to spike, make you retain water, and even put extra strain on your heart and kidneys. If you're over 50 and already dealing with hypertension, this combination can be especially risky. Chicken, depending on how it's prepared, can already have added salt, especially if it's marinated, brined, or store-bought rotisserie style. Add in pickled veggies that are loaded with sodium, and suddenly you've gone way over your daily limit without even touching the salt shaker. Now, here's the kicker. You don't have to give up that tangy crunch you love. Later on in this video, I'll share 2 simple swaps that give you the same flavor punch without all the sodium overload. That way, you can still enjoy your chicken dinner without worrying about your blood pressure creeping up. But before we get to those easy fixes, let's move on to pairing number 3. This one might hit closer to home, because it involves a vegetable most of us eat almost every day. And it could be the reason behind that uncomfortable heartburn you've been dealing with. All right, let's talk about the third pairing, and this one really sneaks up on people: chicken with acidic vegetables. I'm talking about tomatoes, peppers, or even squeezing fresh lemon over your chicken. It sounds light and healthy, but if you're over 50 and prone to acid reflux or heartburn, this combo can feel like a fire in your chest later that night. Here's what's happening. Chicken, especially when it's pan-fried or baked with the skin on, can be a little fatty. Pair that with tomatoes or citrus, which are naturally acidic, and suddenly you've got a double whammy: fat that slows digestion and acid that irritates the esophagus. That's why so many people complain of burning, bloating, or indigestion after a simple chicken parmesan, lemon chicken, or even just grilled chicken with fresh salsa. Now, does that mean you can never enjoy tomatoes again? Absolutely not. But it does mean you might want to adjust how you prepare them. Cooking tomatoes, for example, reduces their acidity. Using roasted red peppers instead of raw ones can make a huge difference. And swapping out raw lemon juice for a lighter herb seasoning can save you from a rough night. In just a few minutes, I'm going to give you some simple kitchen tricks that let you keep those favorite flavors without triggering acid reflux. But first, let's step back and talk solutions, because I don't just want to warn you about food combos, I want to show you exactly how to fix them. Okay, we've covered the problem pairings, but here's the part I love the most: solutions. Because what good is a warning if I don't give you some real, easy fixes you can start using tonight? Let's start with the salt issue. If you love that tangy crunch from pickles, try slicing up fresh cucumbers or making a quick pickle at home with less salt. You'll still get that refreshing bite, but your blood pressure will thank you. Next up, the leafy greens. If you're on blood thinners but still love your spinach or kale, the key is consistency. Don't suddenly eat a big pile of greens after weeks of avoiding them. Keep your portions steady and talk with your doctor if you want to make a bigger change. And if you want variety, swap in lettuce, arugula, or cooked zucchini. They give you that veggie boost without loading up on vitamin K. And for the acid reflux crowd, here's a lifesaver: roast or cook your tomatoes before using them in sauces. It mellows the acidity while keeping that rich flavor. Instead of squeezing lemon juice over your chicken, try fresh herbs like parsley, dill, or thyme. They brighten up the dish without the burn later. So here's the takeaway: you don't need to give up chicken or your favorite vegetables. You just need to pair them smarter. And trust me, these little tweaks can turn a meal that leaves you uncomfortable into one that leaves you satisfied. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to tackle a few myths that always seem to float around whenever we talk about food combinations. Because the last thing I want is for you to walk away scared of eating something you love for no real reason. Myth number 1: chicken and vegetables together are dangerous. That's just not true. The danger isn't the combination itself. It's how certain vegetables affect your body if you're taking medication or dealing with health conditions. If you're healthy, eating grilled chicken with spinach or tomatoes won't suddenly harm you. The problem is when you ignore how your body reacts or make sudden changes without thinking about the bigger picture. Myth number 2: If a food bothers you once, you can never eat it again. Not true either. Often it's about portion size or preparation. Maybe raw tomatoes gave you reflux, but roasted tomatoes might not. Maybe a salty pickle snack once spiked your blood pressure, but switching to low-sodium cucumbers solves the problem. It's not all or nothing, it's about balance and adjustments. And myth number 3, once you're over 50, your diet has to be bland and boring. No way. You can still enjoy flavorful, satisfying meals. You just need a little strategy and awareness. Up next, I'm going to tie everything together with a simple chart you can screenshot and a few quick reminders so that the next time you cook chicken, you'll know exactly what to pair it with and what to skip. All right, friends, let's bring this all together. We've talked about 3 main pairings to be careful with after 50. Leafy greens like spinach or kale if you're on blood thinners, because that vitamin K can interfere with your medication. Pickled or salty vegetables when combined with chicken, because the sodium can skyrocket your blood pressure. Acidic veggies like tomatoes or lemon with chicken, which can trigger reflux and indigestion in sensitive stomachs. But remember, none of this means you have to give up the foods you love. It just means being smarter about how you combine them, how often you eat them, and how you prepare them. A roasted tomato instead of raw, a fresh cucumber instead of a salty pickle, steady portions of greens instead of sudden changes. Those little adjustments add up to a big difference in how you feel after meals. Now here's what I want you to do. The next time you're planning chicken for dinner, try one of these swaps and notice how your body responds. Do you feel less bloated? Do you sleep better without the acid burn? That's your body telling you you're on the right track. And hey, if you found this helpful, drop a comment below with the word chicken so I know you want me to make a follow-up video with 3 chicken recipes designed specifically for people over 50. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because eating smarter doesn't have to be boring. And I've got plenty more tips to keep your meals both delicious and safe.